Okay, I'm going to show you how to batch compress images using Fast Stone Image Viewer software. The general size of images taken on even on a 5 megapixel camera are too big to really be sent up to Facebook and places like that. So you'll save yourself a lot of time by compressing them first and then sending up the compressed images instead. So let's fire up Fast Stone Image Viewer. Simply go down here and I've got it there, and away we go. All you need to do is navigate to your required directory, which in this case is digital pics, and then I'm going to compress the images in this folder, which is pictures of bugs taken in March 2010. So I simply open that up. There we are, we've got 21 pictures of bugs. They're all over a meg in size. That's a 1.15, 1.23, 1.2, and that's simply too big to be transferred up easily onto the web. You can also see that the size of the thing is 3072 by 2304 pixels, which is approximately twice the size of this screen, and again that's just far too big, and we can use JPEG compression to shrink that down, make it a lot easier, a lot quicker to transfer. So what I'll do is within this directory I'll create a new directory called resized, and to do that I simply right click, new folder, resize, and there it is, and that's where I'll put all the resized images when I get round to compressing them. To get round to compressing them I simply go up to Tools and I do Open Batch Convert. It opens up in that particular directory, and I know I want to compress them all, so I simply select all the images, click Add to get them over to this size, side rather, and I want the output format to be in JPEG, which is right, but I'll just check the settings here because some of the compression I can do here as well, and I want that to be down at about 65. Works very well for me. You can have a little play around with that and maybe get it down to 50 or something like that, but 65 will work, and that gives it a compression ratio even on the size. I know I don't want it to go to this image, this directory, so I'll browse to the correct one, which is bugs resize, and I'll click OK. So now those images are going to go to that directory, and I am going to use these advanced options for resize, etc., which is where we get all the savings. So in this tab for the resize I usually go for a standard size, which is in this particular case 1024 by 768, and that's pretty much big enough for certainly for Facebook and things like that. You want to preserve the aspect ratio. You don't want to do any rotation, you don't want to do any cropping, you don't want to do canvas, you don't want to do color depth, you don't want to do adjustments. Your dots per inch you might want to change so that it shows up on the screen. I tend not to. You might want to add some text, which will add some little bits of text along the bottom. You might want to add a watermark, you might want to add a border. I don't. I simply want to do a resize to this, and using that compression from earlier to 65%. So if I click OK there and I come back to this thing, I can now simply press convert and away it goes, and you can see that it's processing, and it's gone from 1114K down to 46K. Saves pretty much most of it. So the file size is 4% of the original. 4% obviously means you'll get 25 times faster uploads. It's running through. It's pretty quick. I mean, there are 21 images in this one, and you can see the time here, and there's about 8 seconds left, so there's not very, it doesn't take long at all to run through, and you can run through a big batch, no problem. There we are, job done. I simply click on done. Now if I open up the resized folder, here are all the images. The aspect ratio has been maintained on these, so they're somewhat smaller, 576 by 768, and these are 1024 by 768. But you can see that they're perfectly good on full screen, and when you upload those to Facebook, they'll be grand, but they'll be uploading it. There's only about a 10th or a 20th of the data to be uploaded, so you'll be uploading 10 to 20 times faster. And that is pretty much it. If you don't want to keep the resized ones, simply delete the folder. If people want to have a copy or a print or whatever, use the full size. If they want to look at it on screen, simply use the resized ones, and it's a lot easier to email and things like that. And there you go, that's pretty much it. Simply shut that down, we're back to square one, job's a good one. Have fun. Ta-da.